So this is a continuation of our data-driven career fundamentals. Last video focused on radical accountability. It's a method of leadership that can help you to accelerate your career. It's also backed in that data-driven approach where we're looking at that honest and constant baseline of ourselves and avoiding approaches like fake it till you make it. And today we're going to talk a little bit about servant leadership. I'm not going to get 100% into the theory, but I'm more going to apply it to why it's relevant for our data-driven career approach. And again, it's one of those things that sits within the ecosystem of expectations. Yes, you're seeing this again. Part of this is generational in terms of how people want to be a part of teams and be led because they want to have opportunities. But some of the study on servant leadership in this area really looks at the function of managers and leaders as serving their employees, and the employees are serving their customers. So that's one way to look at it within the ecosystem of expectations. This is one method that will help you to leverage others' expectations in order to help accelerate your career. So let's dive in. So here's the concept: stop leading and serve. So this doesn't mean all the time stop leading. There's over 200 scholarly definitions of what it means to lead, and what you expect in terms of the definition of leadership will be very different than the other. But what I hope this does is to inspire you to think about leadership more from a service perspective. And what does that mean? It's all about empowering your team. I really go a lot into a team environment in the Pro program, which is free to you. Jump into it, but go through the fundamentals and start a kit first. So empowering your team, like what are some of the outcomes of that? And empowering through servant leadership. It means that people that follow you, either directly or indirectly, I'm not talking about social media, I'm talking about the professional setting, either direct reports or indirect reports, cross-functional, etc. They want to participate. They want to contribute to decisions, strategy decisions, vision decisions, operational decisions. They want to be able to participate. Participation is very important, especially now at this time, being able to retain people. Command and control is a predecessor way of leadership, and most people at this time do not prefer that type of leadership and management structure. So, make sure that you keep those people that you're leading indirectly following, as I mentioned earlier. And it, additionally, from a servant leadership perspective, this active how you can help others to be successful. We talk a lot about that in terms of the ecosystem of expectations and learning what that is, and aligning yourself to do that. The servant leadership is a method of delivering on those expectations. And ultimately, it's going to enable your followers, if you're able to serve them, to be successful, support the types of value that you generate. And one of the two types of value, again, this is something I go into more detail on the Pro program, is the value of the use of the solutions that you create. So value can be measured in two ways. One, the experience of working with you, and second is the value that people get using the things that you create. So having this participation and serving others and inviting them allows them to get more value out of the experience of working with you and ownership of the things that are being co-created and the value that is delivered by the use of those things. You're giving people the opportunity to claim recognition for that and accomplishment, and that builds your advocacy with these people as well. And if you don't take this kind of approach of increasing value in the experience and the use of the solution and participatory types of leadership, it's ultimately going to put you in a position where you get stuck in these independent contributor type roles. You could be very good at them and you get dropped in like a special ops person to solve a complex problem, but you haven't really demonstrated that you can build followership and inspire others to work with you. So you can get things done. There's a limitation on that in terms of scope, but you can't get things done by leading a team. And this is one of those things where you don't leverage the expectations of others. An example of what I talked about earlier, you just kind of fumble onto opportunities and accomplishments. Maybe you're still great at getting the accomplishments, but not very pragmatic in your structuring and direction of the accomplishments that you're seeking. So, and one of the ways that you can improve this concept of servant leadership, so serving members of your team, allowing them to serve customers if you serve customers, is when you approach any situation, come with that mindset and thinking about the ecosystem of expectations. This helps put you in that mindset to think about things that others are expecting and how you can help them to get what they expect or exceed what they expect. So in the first bullet, talked about participation, like those contributions are critical, and ultimately from a leadership expectation and branding, it really helps you to stay away from this kind of like a-hole, non-participatory leadership command and control structure that in this day and age most people do not like. It also allows you to build skills around empathy, so understanding others and in the context in which they do their work, which in turn develops relationships and trust with them. And if you combine that with helping people, you serve them to exceed their own expectations, it helps to build that advocacy that I always talk about, that changes that career gatekeeper into a career advocate. So, really stressing the point here, as you advance in your career, you're going to need to lead a team, and you're going to need to think about how you can serve that team to be successful. So, in summary, if you want to own your career path at some point, you want to break beyond an IC type role, or if you're in a managerial role right now, you're going to need to learn how to lead through others, and servant leadership helps to ensure that you're keeping others' interests at heart and also aligning in terms of how that serves your interests. And this is one of the ways in which you could scale massive value in your career and accelerate. And I go into more practical detail in other parts of the program. This is more just the fundamentals and an introduction. And ultimately, you're going to gain the right accomplishments that you need to finish, that you have the skills for the milestones that you want to achieve in your career. So ultimately, I hope you see how that works. It's a method. Again, understand the ecosystem of expectations. And one of the methods in order to meet those expectations or exceed them is think about how you can approach the situation from a service standpoint and help others to participate and to contribute, as well as being inclusive of the expectations of others in your desire to accomplish your own expectations.